Hey guys, what's up? I'm gonna work on my Sleepaway Camp franchise review next now, and I'm gonna start with part one. I did review Return to Sleepaway Camp. It was one of my very first review I did back as 2009 DVD Movie Buffer, but I'm gonna redo that review because I feel like I ain't did a good enough job. But if you want to check out that 1 minute 5 second review of it, go ahead. But Sleepaway Camp 1, the first time I ever came across it, and I let me just say I watched this movie very late though. That's the catch. But when I first came across, I was walking to the video store when I was a kid, right? And I looked up in the ceiling where they have like posters in the video store, and I saw Dream Maniac, which got me curious. You got a bald-headed woman coming out of the wall, and two couples in the bed, which I also reviewed. Also check that one out. But then I saw this poster, Sleepaway Camp, with a sneaker and a knife blood. And I looked at this poster, and it just got me kind of curious. I was like, what the fuck? Like, just the title alone told me Sleepaway Camp. I was like, in my mind, what? I was like this looking at the wall. Sneaker and blood. So I never got that, I never had an opportunity to rent it because I never joined that video store. I forgot why we walked in, though. That's the thing. Anyway, once it came out, that poster got stuck in my head for some reason. Many years later, cable TV came across. My family was able to afford cable, and I came across Sleepaway Camp Part 2 and Part 3. And guess what? I saw the poster of it again from another video store, and I'm looking at this poster again, and now I said that what the fuck mentality, like, okay, Part 2 have this hot chick holding all these horror icons, um, costume like the mask, the Anna Freddy, the chainsaw. And then I see part 3, so Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland, and I'm like, Sleepaway Camp, oh yeah, I remember the title, and I never saw the fucking movie. Many years later, I came across watching Sleepaway Camp for free on cable. Oh, let me rephrase that. That's the first time I know Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, but when I saw Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 was on cable, and then I never saw part 1. I still haven't saw part 1 because at the time, I was a teenager. I didn't have no money except for job allowance money that my dad worked for in the house, and I was going for 8-bit Nintendo video games instead. Yeah, but I watched 2 and 3 on cable TV, and I heard about this girl named Angela, and I'm like, so this movie's about this female that kills people. Unoriginal, And don't get me wrong, I did enjoy Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, right? And I will review them separately after this. But meanwhile, to fast forward that scene, my childhood memory, I was finally able to get my first hands copy of Sleepaway Camp 1. I had my first job. I was walking around video stores, and I finally came across the first DVD release of Sleepaway Camp 1. And I saw this cover, and I was like, finally, I get to see this movie. I saw what 2 and 3 is about, but still, let me rent it. And once I pop into the DVD, it had a commentary. That was the only extra that had a commentary. And I'm seeing this movie, and I'm like, okay, what's so original? And as this movie progressed, and don't get me wrong, to fast forward this part, I did enjoy Sleepaway Camp Part 1. I thought it was good, though, but don't get me wrong, but this is when I first seen it. The father, and he spent time with his kid in the camp. These teenagers having fun. They actually both hit the father by mistake, and an accidental death. It's like, and you got this guy. He's looking in shock, like, John, like no kind of emotion or reaction to it. The guy's death. I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on? I'm like confused. Then you see 8 years later, right? And you got these 2 kids walking down the stairs. You thought it was the brother and sister by the beginning part of the movie all growing up. But no, you found out it was this aunt raising this girl, but also her son is going with her niece to the camp, So after that, they're gone camping. And I said to myself, where's the brother? I guess the brother probably died in a boat accident too. Maybe he drowned. But then after the beginning part of the movie, when the brother was like swimming in the water, but you didn't see the girl. So then I was kind of lost, and I was really confused, and I was like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So anyway, we get to the camp scene. We got Angela and her cousin. Ricky was his name, right? Yeah, Ricky. And Ricky was protective of his cousin Angela because girls and guys would pick on her because she was different, she was strange, and he gets mad. You get the campers like picking on Angela because she was different. Ricky's friend from the camp likes Angela, and mysteriously you get these mysterious killings. And I kind of like the kill scenes, even though it was, to me, I felt like it was like unique and different for its time. But I like how all the actors and actresses, they were like, oh, mostly like fucking Guidos and shit. I'm like, hey, the Guido talk, man. I'm sorry, I gotta say the word Guido. They were doing Jersey Shore before Jersey Shore even existed on television. They did it to a camp, I would say. My experience watching this, my viewing pleasure at the time, you know. But yeah, and so to get to the point, mysterious kills going on. You'd be wondering who the killer is. It'd be like, okay, maybe it's the guy protecting his cousin, or maybe it's the strange girl because the girl was fucked up anyway. She looked fucked up to me, so I was like, okay, maybe it was the girl. Because when the cook died, the guy starts saying, hey kid, help me out, like something like a kid. So I said, okay, I knew it had to be a kid, all right. And remember, this is when young growing up. I was a teenager, but still, I was still young. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm young when I was a teenager. Okay, give me some longevity, guys. Come on. But to get to the point, I was wondering if it could be a kid. All right, and the kill scenes, anyone who picks on Angela dies pretty much. Spoilers, of course, this will contain spoilers. And I have to spoil it because it's the only way to get my true reaction when I first saw it. But I was still confused though, I'm like, okay, maybe it wasn't Angela because it sounds like maybe the cousin probably doing the killing, or or somebody else, that. And then just to fast forward again, a lot of deaths are going on. Movie progressed when people start wondering what the hell's going on. The guy that likes the old man that likes one of the campers found out that she's dead, and he was getting pissed off, and he was blaming Angela's cousin Ricky for the killing. And he was getting mad. He said, "You the one that killed everybody in the camp. You the one." He accused him, and choked him out, knocked him unconscious. And movie progressed. You guys see when Angela told that the boy that she likes to, meet me out in the beach or outside, and the boys saw her. They start taking their clothes off. And then you got these camp counselors looking for other camp members, while you got the police officer and the other campers and camp counselors running around the camp and stuff, trying to find out if anybody survived. They start seeing all these dead bodies, and they're like, what the fuck is going on, And everybody's getting confused. I'm getting confused watching this movie. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And then we get to the scene when when the two camp counselors found Angela holding the boy that she likes, and she was naked, naked. Her back was naked, and the boy, you could tell the boy was naked, and she was rubbing on the boy's head, and then she started seeing this flashback scene with the brother and sister from the beginning of the movie. So their father and the guy that saw John die at the beginning part of the movie, they were both of them were gay couples, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you mean their father was gay? And they were laughing, seeing two gay guys making out. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, what the fuck? I still say, what the fuck? Because you didn't expect that. And then you start seeing the brother and sister looking at each other. And it looked like maybe it did something. I don't know. But then I'm like, what the fuck? I still have that moment. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then you see Aunt Martha, and it looked like during the death of the father, you've seen the patient, which she started saying the word Angela. So I said, okay, I guess the girl survived and maybe the boy died, because like I say, it's pretty obvious, obviously, that the girl was Angela. I was so confused. See, I'm confused right now. But anyway, the girl was good at the beginning. When you see Ricky and the girl going camping, you just see the brother, So, and then you get kind of lost, But when Aunt Martha say, you know what, I can't have two boys in the house. No, we can't. And I'm like, two boys in the house? So then that's when I realized when she used the word Angela, and then she said Peter at the end, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know? So that means the daughter at the beginning of the movie died, and Peter survived after all. So I was right. So then the people that came down the stairs going camping 8 years later was, okay, Ricky, her Aunt Martha's son, and Angela. But if Angela's Peter, that means Angela is. And then you get to the ending when the killer finally got up, and then Angela like, oh fuck, he's getting. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he scrolls down the chest, and he saw the dick. It was the killer was a transsexual killer. Aunt Martha made Peter into a girl, of course, which is Angela. And to fast forward this part, the daughter never existed. The daughter died, and the son survived. But Aunt Martha, they want two boys in the house. She always wanted to go, so she made Peter into a chick. I know I just repeated myself just now, but this was my reaction at the time. I was like, what the fuck, you know? And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even expect that. That was a good twist. And then I ended up seeing the movie a second time with my uncles. I was like, damn, this movie is amazing. I like it. I have my attitude changed towards this movie. To me, it was like decent. To me, it was good. I actually liked it because you didn't expect the twist. It was really good. I thought it was original. I thought it was okay. It's a Friday the 13th ripoff, but you know what? They made it their own though. And then you have sequels after that. And like I mentioned, I did saw 2 and 3 before I saw this one. But when I saw the first movie, finally, 2 and 3 kind of like opened my mind even much more. And I was like, it was on cable TV, but now I want the DVD. Many years later, you get the 4 DVD set, which I own the box set, but then I put the DVDs into it by booklet. And the fourth movie had a side, like a part 4, but it wasn't in full production. And then you had Return to Sleepaway Camp after that. And of course, I did review Return to Sleepaway Camp, so check that review out. I might review it again. I'm planning on doing that now. But Sleepaway Camp 1, instead of enjoying it decent, to me now is good. You know, as time goes on, I really like this movie much more than ever. And how many times you could have a gay killer, you know? I mean, we do have gay killers in horror movies, don't get me wrong. But I think Sleepaway Camp did a great job on it, like how they set it up. You know, because you didn't expect it. They really took like a B-movie giallo, like an American movie. Like this was an American version of a giallo. They made it their own. You know, even the Italian movies were like, not bad, huh? Bonzari, monsieur. Oh, that was French, sorry. Oh yeah, anyway, peace guys, see you later. Definitely check this movie out. You know what? I just thought of something. Maybe Shout Factory should release all Sleepaway Camp movies on Blu-ray now. I would love to see Shout Factory release the first one at least. That would be awesome.